welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another Crafty Fun with Friends video hop. I feel like we haven't done one in forever, and this one is the spooky fun one. And it also kind of played into sort of a personal goal to utilize some of the products I've bought over the, I don't know, last couple of years that I haven't used. So I decided to use a camera die set, which I'll walk you through in a second, but the paper. So this was paper I had in my stash. It's a really interesting. I'm not sure if it's trying to be gold or yellow. In real life, it actually is like gold, but sort of tints. Uh, it's shimmer and sort of tints green. So it's kind of an interesting. It's sort of a almost a citron adjacent color. It's like somewhere between citron and gold. It's a color I haven't seen before. So anyway, I thought it would be pretty cool. And then as you can see, I have a little bit of spooky witches. And these are actually the cute witches ephemera from Not Too Shabby. The paper, this is this sort of sparkle purple. It's also from the uh, Witchy Vibes paper pad, which it was the paper pad that coordinated with these guys. So let me just walk you through this die because I found it confusing, which is why I didn't use it initially. So you have an outline layer, which is this. You have a sort of an inset layer, which is the camera, which punches out all these detail pieces. So sort of you want contrast between these two layers so you can see what's going on, which you can see there. And then these circles just sort of stack up to make the lens. So the largest circle and the smaller one with like the aperture on it, you'd cut out of your base color usually, and then the middle one you'd cut out of whatever your camera body is. So that's those dies. I need to get more magnetic sheets. Actually, I think I have some somewhere, but I need to get some of my dies like that remounted so they're easy to find for next time. So then I just did a little nameplate out of just some orange cardstock I had around. I'm really loving this VersaFine Claire. So this is sort of a purpley color. It's sort of a darker, like it's sort of between purple and navy. But I thought that would work out well for this. So let me just, since this is small, let me just zoom you in a little bit. And let's just get this assembled, the camera assembled, and then we'll do the decorating part. I was planning to use these. I may do a little ink blending on the spooky witches just to add a little more purple to it, I think. And we are back. I grabbed my crushed velvet ink and I found my purple blending brush, and I just want to sort of edge this just to give it a little more, I don't know, just to sort of cut down on the harshness of sort of the edge here. So I'm just gonna edge it a little bit. And this is also a nice way to sort of, even if you're using an ephemera pack, you can kind of make it your own and bring it to life by just sort of bringing in the color. And I think that's all we really need to do because see, that really got rid of some of the white, which was what I was going for. So I think that's all we need to do there. And I am a wet glue person, although I really feel like dyes like this are easier to assemble. So basically, we just put the two layers on top of each other. I'm going to, as you might know, there's sort of a nice side and then a rougher side, sort of the side the die punches down. Whoops, sorry about that. The die that you like actually punches down into is usually the nicer side. So these are both nicer side up. So the sort of standard way to put this together is like this. The other thing you can do that I saw on the Scrappy Boy site is you can actually shift the base up a little bit. So as long as it's shifted out of the way of the memory decks is, you basically have this other area here and you can sort of tuck things in. So say I wanted to like tuck in a flower or something, I could do that, and then that's another way that you can decorate this. But for today, I think we will do the sort of basic standard way, and we just want to line these guys up. And the nice thing about this die is that really all the details are encompassed in this main like camera plate, so it makes it really quite easy to not mangle them. And I'm doing, basically want to make sure that there's enough glue to hold this together. But you don't need to put glue everywhere. And I am using line coat today, which grips pretty quickly. Generally, if I have any excess glue, I'm going to try to wipe that off. And it's a water-soluble glue, so you don't really have to worry about getting on it right away. If you have a bone folder or a squeegee or anything like that, you can just run it over to make sure that things are all together. And if you did wind up missing a spot, you can always kind of come back later. Let me just grab a cloth here quick. And what I'll generally do is, since this is a semi-gloss paper, is I'll just run my, see, I'm not taking any of the color off here. I'll just run my little chamois over that just to get rid of any errant glue. So you start from sort of a matte finish. And letting this sort of glue together will make your life easier anyway. As you can see, there's sort of this inset layer already where, so we know where we need to put our glue. I mean, all in here, but around the edge as well. And then we just stack these up one at a time. Again, just sort of pressing down firmly to make sure the glue adheres. I'll grab my towel again and just do that here. You have to be a little careful on some of the cardstock. I know with the Not Too Shabby, it's pretty safe, but um, some of the shimmer cardstock, you can potentially take the finish off. And if you made your own mica cardstock, all those mica sprays are also not particularly water safe. So there we go. Let's just, we can do a bigger view, I think, so you can see how this is coming together. And then you can just attach this piece however you want. You really don't need it to be, um, it doesn't need to be in alignment because this is sort of imitating having a shadow. And that's basically the primary camera put together. And that took us, oh, not very long at all. So you can, of course, add additional layers here if you want this to be thicker. It really just depends on you and sort of what you're going for. I think this will be fine. We're going to put some ephemera on this, and this shimmer cardstock I used was pretty beefy. So my thought was, I like the idea of sort of spooky witches. I don't want to obstruct the actual, uh, whatever you call these, the holes that the actual memory dex attaches to, but I do want to kind of overhang the fun character a little bit, just so you can still see this as a camera. I think I want to leave the lines here visible. So I think this will be a good way to do it. The other thing you can do is pull this down more, which is a little sad because we lose some of the detail, but I kind of like these sort of in alignment like that. So let us just get our ephemera glued down. And while I'm gluing things together, this would be a reasonable time to mention that this is a hop, as I said in the intro, and please take a moment to check out everybody else on the hop. There is a full list in the description box, or there is a hashtag that you can click on in the description, or I should say in the video title itself, which at least at the time of filming is Crafty Fun Spooky Fun. Um, but don't take my word for it. Definitely check out the description because sometimes these things change. So that's sort of our front side. And then on the back, we just want to mount our plate. And I think then I'm going to use these last two flowers just to decorate this a little bit. And if you don't like getting your hands gluey, you can use reverse tweezers to make this a little bit easier as well. The nice thing about this line coat glue is that it does dry matte, so it's not going to be super shiny. So against sort of normal cardstock, it isn't particularly noticeable. Against shimmer, it is. So that's why I was doing that thing earlier where I wanted to just clean things up a little bit. I don't think we're going to do any more decoration on the back. Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't in frame. There we go. That is sort of what the back of this guy looks like. But I think we might do a few little purple sparklies. I'm sorry, silver. I do like, I think stickles are really fun for stuff like this. So I think I'll do three there. I think I'll leave that as is. I think that's a nice, you have a little bit of metallic, but not a ton. So that is what this looks like. It says Spooky Witches on one side with our camera die. And then you see my info on the back. If you're not a fan of the white, you always can go through and you could mask this off and then ink it a bit if that's something. But it doesn't bother me too much. So I think we're just going to leave this as is. So please check out everybody else on the hop. And yeah, feel free to leave your comments below. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later. Bye.